Hello everyone, I'm Coach Brendon and welcome to my channel. Today, I would like to talk about how to deal with mommy anxiety. Let's go! So first of all, I would like to say I'm actually quite an anxious person. When you talk about anxiety, it actually means the feeling of nervousness and also scared. I get quite anxious when there is a due date for my work, or when I meet new people surrounding me. I also get very anxious because I do not know them beforehand. I'm quite an introvert person. But besides me, there is also a group of people in this world that shares the same common anxiety, and we call it mommy anxiety. So who has mommy anxiety? Obviously are the mummies. From the mummies that I know and personally talk with, all of them have the same feeling of worriedness towards their child's development. There are a few reasons why mommy may have mommy anxiety. First of all, is the changes of their hormones. When mommy gives birth to their children, their hormones in their body will also fluctuate, meaning it will go up or it will go down. So that's why their emotions will become more anxious and worried. This is a very normal reaction for mummies. And a long time ago, when mummies are not as lucky as us, living in cities, they live in forests, they will need to increase their hormonal levels so that they can increase their mummy's instinct. This mommy instinct will help to take care of the child better and to increase the child's survival rate. Secondly, why mommies may get anxious is because of sleep deprivation. Yes, mommies get sleep deprived very easily, especially for working from home mommies. I have lots of mommies who need to juggle between their work as well as taking care of their children. And a lot of time, both of these things are overlapping each other. They sometimes need to multitask between making lunch for their children and also working on the computer at home. So a lot of times they only have their free time when it's late at night and when their children are asleep. That is why a lot of mommies are sleep deprived. And when a person is sleep deprived, they get frustrated very easily. Now the third reason of mommy anxiety is because of stress levels. Mommy's stress level will increase and decrease depending on the age of the child. I heard lots of mommy who share online that they get very stressed when the child was around 2 to 3 years old. They call it the trouble 2 and the terrible 3. Why? It's because that children at 2 to 3 years old are the most active children and sometimes the most emotional ones. They are still in the process of regulating their emotions and learning how to be self-control. That's why mommies who take care 3 and below 3 years old have higher stress levels compared to other mommies who take care older children. Now they may have other reasons why mommy get anxious, but most importantly, how to deal with them. Let us look at 4 simple steps. Firstly, let us learn how to carry our own weather. Imagine you're looking outside of the window and the weather is raining. For me, as a feeling personality, I would get easily moody when the weather is raining. That is why I've read a book which is called The 7 Habits of Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. He teaches us to learn how to carry our own weather. And how do you do it? You can imagine there is a cloud inside your mind. Whenever outside is raining or shining, you can control your own weather inside your mind. Now this is easier said than done because a lot of times it needs lots and lots of practice to able to achieve a peace of mind. Always remember, how we react is the way of how we think. When we always think that every problem is figure-outable, then we will let go of our ego and won't let the outside circumstances affect our inner emotions. For example, a crying child is in front of you and a mommy's instinct will immediately try to comfort the child, and a lot of times the mommy will get anxious as well. And because we have learned how to carry our own weather, we will not be easily affected by our children's emotion. Instead, we will understand that everything is figure-outable, and we can accompany our child to learn how to regulate our emotions. Now here comes the second step to overcome mommy anxiety. That is to have the growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? To understand that, we need to look at a growth mindset and a non-growth mindset. A non-growth mindset will always think that their child is so problematic, especially that 3-year-old child who keeps throwing things all around. Compared to a growth mindset mommy, she will think that the child is still growing, and there are lots of things that the child wants to explore. That's why he loves to throw things around. So you can see that when a mommy has a growth mindset, she will think in a more optimistic and children developmental way. She will understand that the child is still growing, and a lot of times of negative behaviors from the children does not reflect their true nature in the child. We are all once little and young children. That is why mommy have always the greatest ability to empathize children and to understand that they are still growing, and we need to give them more time and space to learn. That is having growth mindset. Now the third step to overcome our anxiousness is to understand about nature and nurture. So what is the concept of nature versus nurture? In a child's lifetime, children will inherit certain genetic traits from their father, from their mother, or even their family members. For example, if your grandfather is a very grumpy person, then your child might be a grumpy person too. But a lot of times, mommy will feel helpless because that they think this grumpy personality is inherited from their grandparents, and now it's stuck with their children for their whole lifetime. But don't forget, there's still the concept of nurture. Nurture is actually the mommy and daddy's accompaniment and education to the child. The environment also plays a very big part in nurturing the children. In a child's lifetime, 10% of their life during their childhood might be genetically inherited. They may have a grumpy personality, they may be very, very naughty. But then 90% of their life until their death is actually a process of life. They learn and unlearn different kinds of behaviors, and this is the beauty of nurture. As mommies and also daddies, we must learn how to nurture our children, even though we know that they may have some bad personalities that are inherited from their grandparents or us. In simple terms, children need someone who is more knowledgeable than them to always accompany them throughout the process of life. There is a psychologist named Vygotsky who says that children from the age of 1 to 7 years old need a more knowledgeable other, which is either their parents, their teachers, or even their friends, to help them learn how to deal with the world. Since we know the importance of nurturing a child, mommy do not need to be anxious about a child whether he is fixable or not. Because the child definitely needs time and your accompaniment to learn how to grow. Now here comes the last step of dealing with mommy anxiety, that is to have faith in our children. For me, my faith is in my religion. You can be non-religion, but a lot of times faith is from the spiritual mind. When we have faith in our children, we believe that our children are multi-talented people and they are ready to explore this world. There is a children developmental specialist named Howard Gardner who proposed this idea of 9 multiple intelligence. It means that a children can have different kinds of talents. For example, the child may be very good at music, and also at the same time, it may be good at language. So when you see your child is having weaker abilities, for example, not having good grades in school, do not be anxious because children are meant to be different from each other. Everyone has their own intelligence. A lot of time, these little immature children need our love, support, and also faith so that they can grow up in the most safe environment. And they will eventually become the most matured and talented people of the world. And there you have it, mommies. I hope you have fun learning how to deal with mommy anxiety. As a mommy coach, I have faith in you. Of course, if you'd like to learn more about multiple intelligence in children, why not watch this video? This video will explain to you that different children have different capabilities and also intelligence. Now that's all for today. I hope you will like this video and share to all of your friends and families. Till next time, bye bye!